Welcome to Get More Happy. We invite you to journey with us as we find ways, big and small, to get more happy in your life.
Hey guys, it's Haley. I'm back. Um, I've moved locations, if you can tell. This is my room. It looks pretty much exactly like you would expect my room to look. um, but yeah, so I'm back this week with a couple more tidbits and fun facts about how you can take care of yourself during this quarantine. So this week I'm going to be talking to you about meditation and prayer. This is something that I've been good at some points in my life, not been great at other points in my life, and it's taken a lot of different forms within my own life. And it is also something that is super highly personal. So it can be done within a religion, it can be done within Christianity, it can be done within other religions, or it can be done simply focusing on your mind and body without a religion or any kind of God to be involved in it, right? And so there's all sorts of different forms this can take, all sorts of different ways you can do it. And I'm not going to talk to you today about what is the right way, what you should be doing. All I'm going to say is a couple of different things that meditation and prayer, no matter what form they take, some things that they can do to benefit you during this quarantine time, your physical and mental health. So, first of all, I would like to mention, because this has been really important for me in my meditation and prayer life, is for me, being someone who struggles with anxiety, it is super important to set this idea in my mind that whatever happens is okay. Like, there doesn't need to be an expectation. I don't need to pray a certain number of minutes. I don't need to have the perfect words. I don't need to meditate perfectly. If one thought enters my mind, it's not the end of the world. Like, I have to be understanding with myself, because I'm the kind of person who kind of goes to the opposite extreme and decides that if I'm going to do anything, it has to be done perfectly. And so just set yourself up with this idea that it does not need to be done perfectly. Have grace with yourself, have peace, and understand that, like, you messing up prayer or meditation is not really a thing. You can't do it wrong. You're not going to mess it up just because it doesn't look perfect like someone who's been practicing it for 30 years. So start yourself off with that idea. Have a little bit of grace. Do not hold yourself to some crazy high expectation, because that's not what this is about. Okay. So first of all, one of the things that meditation and prayer helps you do is to set intentions for the day. So when you wake up in the morning and you meditate or pray, whether you're praying over certain words or certain ideas, whether you're praying to become a certain way, have less anxiety, or to become more peaceful, or whether you're praying or meditating over more of a mantra of, like, these are the intentions that I have for the day, this is what I want to be like. All of those things kind of help you to set what you want the day to look like, what you want yourself to look like, and to kind of set these intentions, and these intentions end up helping your behavior follow, right? When you focus on the things that you want to happen, it becomes in a lot of ways a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so as you focus on these things that you want to happen or that you want to become like, it helps you throughout the day to go back to that little tidbit that you mentioned this morning, that you thought about this morning, and to kind of embody that over the day. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you slowly get to see yourself become more like whatever it is that you are praying and meditating over. Additionally, it also, if it takes the form of something like a devotional, which as a young Christian and being raised in a Christian family, I've got about a billion of them. I am happy to suggest any if you would like to start a devotional. So hit me up and respond to this if you'd like some suggestions. But one of the cool things about devotionals is that it can also help with the same idea, the same, like, setting intentions kind of thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to come from your own words, right? And so if you just don't have the words, if you're tired, if you are weary, if you just don't know, if you're going to hold yourself to some crazy high expectation when you come up with the words, maybe it is better for you, a better option, to be reading over some sort of a daily devotional, mantra, whatever, that somebody else has created. And so a lot of times what that can do is give you ideas about how to set intentions for the day that you maybe didn't have before. And it can also really help to be a little bit more concrete. It's another method of getting that into your mind. And so instead of just speaking it or thinking it, you're reading it. And so there's another, learning style that you can kind of absorb this information, and a physical thing that you can kind of move forward thinking about during the day. So that can be really helpful for some people. And then additionally, meditation and prayer helps a lot with anxiety, which in this time, I'm sure a lot of us, even some people who haven't experienced anxiety before, are experiencing a lot of anxiety. There are a lot of unknowns, and a lot of things are changing, and that can be really, really stressful for people, including myself. So, one of the ways that meditation can, or prayer, both can kind of help with anxiety is in helping slow your heart rate, right? And your breathing. So if you notice when you pray and meditate, one of the things that happens is, especially if you're like doing it sitting down, is that your heart rate starts to slow. You have this quiet, around you, and you focus on whatever it is that you're doing, and your heart rate slows down, and your breathing becomes this like shallow rhythmic breathing, and it feels almost like your body's falling asleep, right? Like you get this really peaceful calm about you. And so one of the things that can do is, and I had someone explain this to me years ago, and it was just so helpful for me, is your body, when you're experiencing anxiety, is basically like a caveman, right? And so your brain thinks that whatever is going on is some life or death situation. And so it starts to increase your adrenaline, increase your cortisol, increase your heart rate, make your breathing really jagged. It starts to send blood to your extremities so that you can fight. And all of these things continue the message of anxiety in your own brain. It continues to tell you that there is a mountain lion chasing you. And so one of the things that you do when you meditate or pray or take deep breaths or count to 10 or whatever is that you, for lack of a better word, hijack your caveman brain and tell it that there's no mountain lion chasing you, right? So when you sit down and you take deep breaths and you intentionally slow down, and no matter how hard that can be sometimes, what it does is it tells your brain that there's no way a mountain lion is chasing us, because if a mountain lion was chasing us, we wouldn't be sitting and breathing deeply, right? So it tells your brain that it needs to calm down, and it forces your body back into this like calmer state. And so in doing that, you can really help yourself, especially when having like anxiety attacks, or just when having long-term anxiety that can be brought on by things like this, by major life changes that are outside of your control. It really does help, at least me, to kind of mitigate my anxiety and to monitor that. And so, yeah, meditation and prayer are an awesome way for you to take care of yourself during this time. And I hope you try it and see how it goes for you. Check back in later this week for more tidbits on how to take care of yourself during quarantine.